every time we go into another experience, we always share an experience. Mm-hmm. So I went first. So now, what's your experience that you would like to share this time around?
Okay, so this past week, I went on a little semi-vacation. And I went back home to Florida and hung out with my surf team. And
Surf team?
Yes.
What?
Make no comments. No comments about the Florida surfers, because we will kick your ass.
Okay.
That's true. It's true. But it was great, because I got to hang out with them, and I took one of my girlfriends, Rakia, with me. Rakia is a big, friend of the show, of, Tortoise The Hare. And we went down there, and it was cooler there than it is here. And I'm not really sure how this is happening, what's going on in the world, but
climate change.
Yeah, it's
Elgar was right. Oh no!
Yeah, I know. Well, I always knew he was right. But here's the thing. I'm on the East Coast, sweating, but I'm all right, because there's the ocean breeze and all of that. And then I get on the plane and I land in LA, and I swear I lost 5 pounds at the airport.
Great.
I'd never experienced anything like that ever. Why, what's going on? Why is this happening?
I don't know. Okay, I will give you my scientific analogy of why this is happening. And here's the thing about like LA. LA is hot, right?
Okay.
But we don't have seasons, and if you were to look at the globe, remember it's rotating, right? And this is just a theory that I've always had of mine. If you noticed when you're in LA, June isn't that hot. July is it's getting a little warm. And it's funny because everybody always thinks August is the hottest month when it never is. Mm-hmm. The hottest months are always September and October. And that's because as the Earth is rotating around the sun, if you think about it, the last time it's ever going to be hot before it changes into kind of winter, it's rotating right directly into the sun. So you're always going to get it the hottest before it turns to coldest.
That's your theory?
That's my theory.
Oh, that's an interesting theory. I'm pretty sure it's wrong, but
it deals with rotation, the sun.
That's all right.
It has all the elements.
It does. It's got elements. I remember when I was a kid that when you went out trick or treating, you were always cold. You always had to bring a jacket. And now it's like you're sweating to death.
Well, which is good because we always like girls being dressed up as whores.
Well,
that's a great Halloween costume, and it needs to be hot in order for that to happen.
Is there actually a whore costume? Do you think they sell that at like Party City?
No, you
go to the aisle and it's like the whore aisle.
You just make up your own. Something short, something hot.
Yeah.
Like there's the whore schoolgirl. There's like the whore maid. There's the whore.
Whore. That's oh god.
Yeah. It's reality, people.
This is reality.
Yeah.
So what's your experience?
Okay, so and maybe you can help me. Are you a doctor?
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. So this is completely scientific. I was at a restaurant. I don't want to give the name of the restaurant. Maybe I should. I was at Cafe 101. Maybe you've been there before.
No,
Have you ever
haven't.
been there before?
I've never been in there.
They film swingers there.
Oh, nice.
And this was just something that I didn't know. Me and my friends, we went out and we went to go eat, and they took me there, and I think I got either a stomach flu or food poisoning. I'm not sure which was which, because during the main course of the meal, I had to leave, and I was gone for at least, I want to say 45 minutes. And it stuck with me the entire day until the next day when I went to a Dodger game, and I'm here at the Dodger game, and now I have to go to the bathroom in Dodger Stadium.
Ooh. In the bad bathroom.
In the bad bathroom.
As we talked in our last segment.
And I went at least twice, and it stood in me for at least 24 hours. So I'm not sure whether this experience was a bug experience or I just got food poisoning. I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning.
I have had food poisoning several times. So here's a gross question.
It was watery.
It was watery. Was it frothy? Was there froth?
Upon further inspection, as I put my head into the bowl, I was like, "Is this frothy? Is this frothy?"
Because
I needed a barista. I was like, "Can you check? Is this enough froth?"
Do you do that? Do you do that? Do you get up and look?
Oh, you always do. You always have to, check
Why?
out your masterpiece.
Why? Why do people do that?
Because this is from your body, so this is like a piece of art
You're like,
from your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Score.
Even when it's gross, you're like, dude, that was the worst dump ever. I have to see this. I have to see what happened.
How it came out.
Yeah, how it came out.
Should I frame this? Should I call in? Should I call in witnesses to this amazing experience?
You know what? And this is going to be really awkward, but why isn't there a website dedicated to bowel movements? Like right when you're done, you just get your phone, take a photo if you're proud of it, if you're not proud of it.
Well, it's going to happen now. You suggested it. It'll be up by tonight.
Yeah. Our legions of followers will be like, oh my God.
Turtle said, check out your turtle poops.
Turtlepoops.com. Patent pending.
Oh, man. Okay, along with that fantastic experience.
Right. We do have a guest.
We do, thank God.
Who's our guest, man?
On the couch, we have Chris Bonno. Oh my frigging God, do I love you. This man. Oh, welcome.
Hello.
Chris, to the experience.
Glad to enter the shell and be in the experience.
Woohoo.
I love that the conversation prior to me was such a good lead-in, I think, for my work as well.
You are the shit.
I just throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do that.
Would you like to share an experience that you've had?
Yeah. Let's see. One it's connected to your first guests. The Before the morning. Actually, a friend of mine died. One of these memories that was cinematic for me in my life from experience was a friend of mine. We lost a friend of mine. I was, I think, in my 30s, and it was like one of your friends. I got a call at 4 a.m. and found out that one of my friends had died, and my other friends, flew me in because welcome to being an artist performer. Okay, how do I get there? And then we all hung out, went to the funeral, and then afterwards we all hung out and drank tequila and everything, and ended up stripping down naked at 2 a.m.
Spectacular.
Running up and down the street for him because he was a wild man. He passed away climbing a mountain, like his 12th mountain.
Wow.
Like he was like doing that kind of club of people that go for the highest peaks they can, and just had lost his footing. But it was amazing. Like couldn't have cared less. Felt completely alive and free and weird at 2 a.m. Like, fine, arrest us, we don't care. Woohoo! Laid back in the grass afterwards next to my friends who had never seen nude before.
Oh.
Well,
that's definitely an experience.
Yeah.
And then I went back inside and drank more. So
Nice.
there you go. There's a little experience for you.
Wow.
Do you think your friend would have been happy seeing all you guys
God,
like
yes. Yes.
Did you take pictures?
No. Just the mental ones were sadly enough to be burned in memory forever, like the subject from before about the frothiness.
Yes.
But
yeah,
if there's
you're
a foam and you see a small boat,
Right.
then you know it's food poisoning.
Right? You know, if they're wearing one of those little,
Yeah. If you
Asian
hear,
hats,
you know,
and the whistle.
some kind
Yeah.
of.
Or it could be pie. I don't know.
Well, don't say that with the words Cafe 101 mixed together.
Wow.
And not to give
Yeah.
Cafe 101 a
I've never had a
bad
problem
review.
there. I've just,
So it could have been a bug. You know what I mean? That's why
Could've
I
been.
needed to know.
Could have been.
Yeah. But, more than likely, if there was froth.
I can't believe I kind of brought it back to the same discussion. I'm not sure why, but nonetheless. Hey, glad to be
Hi.
here. That's pretty awesome.
Yes,
you guys are cool.
thank you.
This is neat.
So you were voted.
I was.
the funniest person in Austin. What was that like? Because that must be such a strain on you when you're just walking around Austin, like, oh my God, you're supposedly the most funniest guy. Make me laugh.
Oh well, it was weird afterwards when I would perform at the same club for a few months when they would introduce you that way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the funniest person in Austin, Chris Bonno, and then you're like, I'm trying out new material. I'm going to suck for a little bit in here. So you have to kind of, dispel that right away.
No,
And get
I'm
over
sorry. That's never happened to you.
It. Never.
I'm sure it has.
Never.
No,
Yes.
no, it hasn't.
My first
seen
stand-up
him- I've seen
performance,
him
if
many
you went
times.
ahead, like you have an experience, like my first booked stand-up gig, I was working with a group called Esther's Follies in Austin that was all like vaudeville. And I had all these different characters I did. And they brought me into MC because of the characters. But it was a comedy club, professional stand-up comedy club. All the people I admire are stand-up comics as well. So I wanted to do it, and I crammed for 3 weeks going up to open mics, writing stand-up material. And the first 2 shows that I did, and that's 2 nights in a row in a week, during the week, were horrible. I mean, I had practiced the stand-up, went up, had this paid gig, and was doing the jokes. And literally, one of the shows, I heard a person cough after one of my bits, and then felt one bit of sweat drop down my head, like right over my eye. And like, this is too stereotypical. This is just too cliched. And then I went back to doing characters. I did Charlie Sexton, the guitarist's brother, Vinnie Sexton, and I wore a big giant wig and played harmonica songs, dressed in a suit, a sharkskin suit. And then
An actual shark skin.
it was actually a shark, yeah, the frothy shark. And then
Is that your phone ringing?
that might be my phone.
Do you want to answer
I
it
kept the
live?
sound off.
You want
I
to answer
didn't
it
cut the
live?
phone off. I didn't actually click it
let's
all the way
answer
off.
that
What the
live.
Hey,
hell?
who could it be?
Well, it's people calling in now to share their food poisoning
Right.
story.
Yes, they're matter of froth.
If
Is it
you
a
wanna hand
celebrity?
it to me, I'll freaking push the button and
Right?
shut it off. I can't believe it's still ringing. That's
Where is
ridiculous.
Is it a
coming
celebrity
from?
phone
Yeah,
call?
it should go to voicemail, right?
Do you get calls from
Or it's an
celebrities?
alarm.
That'd be cool.
It's an alarm. Where is it? Is it my pocket?
It could be in your pocket.
Son of a bitch.
Who is it?
That's ridiculous. Oh, thanks for telling me I'm doing a show now.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Is your conscience calling you, hey?
Hey, man, come on, you don't know.
You're
You don't
on
know how
a
to
show, be
control
funny.
your own time. So you have to set alarms that interrupt things are important.
You're the funniest man in the world.
Oh my God. So anyway, and there's a whole string and slew of funniest people in Austin. Some have gone on to do all kinds of cool things. There's but anyway, I could list them, but you can find them online.
Right.
Yes, you can.
But I felt really honored to do that. I mean, I did work my ass off, like from that first stand-up thing I was telling you about to the other thing was a bunch of months of practice and getting weird gigs in towns like Belton, where you perform in front of a bunch of tractor pull people.
Cool.
Yeah, and one where we drove out to this one spot. A guy in a Jeep picked us up, drove us to a town that had no roads. So it was all just dust, and then walked into a saloon that had a bunch of people dancing and talking and flirting with the disco ball. They stopped the show. Guy walks out with a long cord and a mic to the middle of the room and says, "All right, everybody, there's no more dancing. We got comedy now." So we had to
boy.
stand in the center of the room.
Yeah, cool.
We had like, "Hello, everyone in a circle that doesn't want to see me or anyone that I'm with."
Back the ball.
Yeah, that was fun. So
Yeah.
there you are.
Back the ball.
Anyway, where were we?
I was too busy being in that moment. I was like, yeah.
Come on, man. Say something funny. Talk about his wife. We all do.
Come on, you shitty slicker.
That's what it should have been.
Nice.
Oh,
Right?
man.
In a perfect world.
Hi, everyone. I'm 23 years old, and I'd like to... Shut
What's the weirdest place that you've ever done stand-up?
up. Let's see, the weirdest place I've ever done stand-up, the strangest and most unusual place that was weird, that was an odd... Oh, at an eye doctor's convention.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I was like, I'm going to start doing some of these, what do they call them? Not industrial gigs, but like, the professional out
Right.
Corporate.
shows,
Corporate
corporate. I was going to do some corporate gigs. So someone hired me to do one in front of, like they had a podium. They didn't have a microphone. It was a podium. And I was playing the guitar during my act at the time and still do on occasion for those who are watching on YouTube. And, yeah, I just remember seeing all these people and having very little to say to them about. I practice the practices of examining eyeballs.
They're all just staring at
Optometrists.
you.
It's like all these optometrists, and then I did, and that was another one. My stand-up career's been spotty. I'm sure as many stand-up people. I do remember hearing someone going like, "Who hired this guy?" Like just like underneath all the.
Right.
So I'm taking a check. and off I go.
I'm pretty sure too. You probably thought of some really good like jokes. You know.
Oh, afterwards.
I
got some eye joke. I got some eyeball jokes. Why do they spit in your eye when they're doing that glaucoma test? Is that giving you glaucoma? I think it's a conspiracy. You know that one.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it's that burst of air.
I hate that so much. I just went to the eye doctor like 2 weeks ago, and they're sticking things in my eye. Why do they do that? Why? What's the purpose of sticking something in your
Doesn't
eye?
it just seem like something from 2001: A Space Odyssey at the beginning, where they're like poking at something with a stick?
Oh, well, let's look in here. What is that?
Yeah, I
Hey,
just-
if we move it around, does that part in the middle, is that the part that sees? Or is it the white part?
You know,
I don't like it. I don't
Why
like
you're?
it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's strange.
Were there any jokes about the like this one?
Yeah.
One or two?
Yeah,
one or two.
later
Two,
that-
1, 2.
That turned into a sketch later. I worked with the girl Angela Davis, not the revolutionary, but the one that lives in Austin, who's brilliant, and we did a show. We had a comedy team called Bonno and Dave because she liked Dave Letterman. Her last name was Davis, and so we did an optometrist sketch where I got to go like better or no, better or no.
It was like go back to one.
This one or that one.
Go back to one.
This one or
Now
that
let me see two.
And then it ended with the in her eye. So it all kind of comes back.
Yeah.
Does that ever work though when they do that? Because it makes no difference to
Here's
me.
the weird thing. I'm at a point now where I go in. If I go in to get a doctor's appointment, I wear contact lenses. Where they
You're
say,
cheating.
"Okay, you're wearing contact." You know, he takes them out, looks at your eye. All right. Well, you know, you're going to need reading glasses, but because your prescription has changed, so we can give you this. And then a litany of options. Well, he can give you the bifocal lens, and so you can't see it, or you can't tell it. Or we can give you a certain kind of contact lens where one eye sees, and the other uses to read. What are you fucking talking about? I want to drive with my right hand while typing with my left. I mean, or whatever. Then I get Then I get the contact lenses, and I have to put on glasses to read with them. But if I'm wearing glasses, I just take them off. I can read like with my normal vision. It's an unusual balance. I think the guy just got his license.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's what the deal was.
We need to create bifocal contacts.
Yeah. Or stop with the whole bifocal thing. You're just lying. I mean, you're lying. If I was just looking at a paper right now without any assistance, I could read it. I could read it all the way to the extent of my arm, and even close up and everything. It just makes me mad. But what are we talking about? Exactly.
You know, we're
Hey
talking.
man, Turtle, we're in the show.
Right?
I'm fucking digging it, dude. I already feel. I don't think there's medicinal in here, man. But I'm getting a contact high.
Right?
That happens in here.
Yeah. Total contact.
There's
It
you know,
back-
weed ghosts,
Feels
I
like
think.
68 to 73 in
Right?
terms of the feel of the place with a little, gangster thrown in. It's kinda
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
It's true.
Now we are in for a treat because we do have a piano, and you were kind of eyeing that piano.
I like pianos.
Yeah.
And would you feel comfortable doing a little tune?
I'm never comfortable, so I would give it a shot, and whatever comes out in an uncomfortable way will be fantastic.
Okay.
Awesome.
Or
As long as it's
a
not
burning
frothy.
Hindenburg, which was fantastic too, right? How
Yeah.
many times have we had to see that thing explode?
Right.
I'd be
I
glad
know.
to.
The sad part is it hasn't even gone viral on YouTube.
It's just out of context
Yeah.
now. Like, why is this from the episode of Doctor Who where the other alternate universe had these big tubular things, or is it from Fringe where the alternate world had the tubular things that floated?
It's the whole thing.
References for your sci-fi. Bring some sci-fi listeners to your show.
Yes. Thank you. Well, we're all about the sci-fi
Yeah,
here.
I would love to make something. I'll tell you what. Since I don't know what the hell it is, give me a title that has nothing to do with froth or Cafe 101. Just a thought or a sentence or a phrase.
I always go with Enter the Shell. Just
Enter
because.
the shell.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what's like predominantly on your mind today that you don't have to be personal, but something that you want to get done by the end of the day?
Oh, get done. See, you threw me all off. With get done.
Geez. All right. What's
Hi, I'm so hot right now.
there you go.
There you
Okay.
go.
Enter the shell. I'm so hot right now. Find some way of getting those both in.
Exclusive
I
coming up.
can't even think.
All right, we're gonna set that up, and So hold on, everybody, hold on 1 second.
Hold on.
100 degrees in the shade. Even with the light on, it's the same. Don't enter my shell. You should stay out as well. It's too hot in here. My God, I'm hot. 65 degrees. I miss you. 65 degrees. You complete me. 65 degrees. Sweating through my knees. Just the beginning of something I'm working on in the studio. All right,
Very
you want
cool.
more than that?
Yeah, just a little bit more.
There's a dog that lived right by the house. He's dead. I think sweat killed him. He drowned in his saliva because dogs don't sweat. My beautiful girlfriend, she's hot. But when she said she is hot, she's not. She means something else. She is burning up. Oh, don't enter my shell. It's like the dogs of hell have found a place here inside my home. No fan will do it. The landlord doesn't let me have an air conditioner. So I'm burning up. A fucking Hindenburg would explode if it came with
Into the show.
just into the shell online with your air conditioner behind you blowing on your head. That's the only safe way to enter the shell.
Yeah.
All right.
Spectacular.
Thank you. Yay.
Who's this guy that we have on? Where'd you find this guy, Max? Yeah, let me give out your website, by the way. Chris.
Bono. It's
Bono.
Bono. It's Bono because the two N's, it's like the word lotto. If it had
Yeah.
one T, it would be Lodo. And Bono has two N's, so it's Bono. But thank you, Bono Vox, for fucking up my life.
Not Bono, the U2 singer.
See? Because he only has one N.
Ah.
I was good in my English class,
That's good.
except for in that sentence. Now,
I was good. I wrote good.
Well, one real cool thing about you, I'm very curious. Are you into radio dramas?
I love radio dramas. In fact, I did. I'm with a couple of groups. I was with two groups that did radio dramas. Fake Radio, which is still running. We have shows coming up in I think October. In fact, we have a show with Dave Foley as our guest from Kids in the Hall.
Love
Very
them.
cool.
And we perform with so many people, Fred Willard and all these like amazing people, and three of the Kids in the Hall, Mark McKinney and Kevin Kevin McDonald. And
Kevin McDonald. Oh my God.
he's the one that talks with the high voice with the curly hair. Very fucking. They're so cool. They're really good
Awesome.
guys. But I love that stuff growing up. I saw that you have a TAC reel-to-reel player here, and I was telling Denham,
Our photographer.
that my dad had that, and that was our music sharing in those
cool.
days. His friends would, he would borrow like the Stones albums and the Motown stuff, and we had the best music going through the house on a TAC reel-to-reel.
Very cool.
Yeah, and plus radio shows, plus the mysterious, the Shadow Knows and all that stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I'm with this group, and they're great improvisers. And what we do is we take an actual script from the 40s, and read it, but leave room throughout. If we find a joke, if we find something or a strange character to take on, and in the middle of it for no reason, we do it and weave it together so that it's a blast. And they're uproarious, which is curious because you put up something that's like, oh, we're doing a 1940 radio show. I can just hear people going, younger people are, well, whatever. But it's really, really hysterical and has brought a lot of celebrities to it to perform with us,
Yeah,
so
I would love to see it. I've always been drawn to radio dramas, and I'm kind of thinking that might be my next evolution for Enter the Shell, is just to create a little, monthly radio drama, or just like even a small little 3-minute, thing. Me and Dan, back in the day, we were actually working on a few small little vignettes to play for my other show, Enter the Shelf. When I would take a break, I'm like, let's go see what, Captain Zippity Doodah's up to.
Exactly. Then you get to use sound effects.
Right.
Yeah.
You get to play with the sound effects board or whatever, let's throw, jumping in.
And too, the best thing is you can let the mind go wherever it wants. You're not kind of, where if you were a brick and mortar and you were actually trying to do it for realies, you're like, okay, now we need a spaceship. Oh no. And now you could just, you figure it out as you go. The other group I was with was called Liquid Radio Players. We each would walk out with a stack of blank paper and get a suggestion from the audience and then do an hour-long show. That's cool.
Improvising the entire thing. It was
that
blast.
what you did with Hal Sparks and Brian Crow at that little
the Christmas
theater?
show that we
yes,
did?
that was brilliant.
The Christmas show, we wrote Christmas songs on the spot. It was with, like she said, Hal Sparks and Brian Crow, two other comics. One, thankfully, both of them, they're awesome friends as well, and I've toured all over with Hal. But and Hal's a great friend. Hal Sparks, you rock! You rule, man!
I don't know if he rules.
I'll get you that 800. I'll get you that $800 back to you soon.
But so we improvised. We wanted to make up a show on the spot, so we set up a few premises and then wrote the whole show that night. And it was 15 people showed up because it was, or 20 or something, because it was near the Christmas time and everybody leaves town. But
it was I was there.
It was pretty amazing too, didn't you? I still remember the snowman song that we did. I just have to find it somewhere online, but it was audacious. There was a lot wrong with my lyrics.
I'm sure.
Throughout.
It was a good time.
And I would love to see what they were.
Do you ever do just traditional, Christmas music?
I will put it on in the back, or while I'm hanging out, or put it in the car. I'm so old. I mimed a cassette with my hand when I said I put it in the car. I didn't have
an 8-track?
I didn't have a CD.
You're
It
really
could have been
old.
an 8-track. Hated 8-tracks though. 8-tracks were crap because they'd always, at the end, you'd hear the middle of the song would stop in the middle of the song, go, and then come back. It's like, what's the point?
But you know what? The cool thing about 8-tracks, they have a picture. They had the album picture on the 8-track.
That's true.
Cassettes, they don't have any pictures. There's no entertainment on that. I want to
It's
look
the
at something.
album cover and the cassette, you know what I mean?
No,
The
but it's not actually on the tape.
You don't get the
itself.
photo. How are you going to get that picture on that weird shaped thing?
I want
it's
my
a designer's
photos.
nightmare.
Well, I don't care. Somebody needs to do it.
You know what? That's why we have now. I was going to say
Now
that's
we
why we
have
have CDs, but we don't.
Yeah,
and
we
CDs
don't even
have a
we don't
thing
have anything anymore.
pressed. Yeah, it's all MP3.
And any
something
moment
or
now,
other.
it's just going to be beamed directly to our brains. And that's it.
Oh, and
It's
by the
like
way,
that.
just out of nowhere, by doing that sound, it reminded me of Jonathan Winters, who's passed away, and I love very much. And I got to meet him and hang out with him. A friend of mine hooked me up for a day with Jonathan Winters, just
Yeah.
because
Very
he was a
cool.
really good buddy. But that whole thing
That was a really good sound.
that's where he started.
Yeah.
Robin Williams just sat in front of anything with Jonathan Winters until he started going, whoa!
I remember that day that you went to see him because we had lunch.
That's right.
And you were so excited. You were like, my world has changed.
Oh my God.
It's Jonathan Winters.
It was
who is
amazing.
my favorite comedian of
pretty
all
badass.
time.
And he's a
of
painter.
all time.
He was a painter, and
And let's talk about that for a minute.
yeah.
Chris is one of the best.
I've seen his
artists.
work.
Yeah, I own two.
No way. Which
I
which
do.
do you own?
I own the Poe and the Lincoln.
And
I saw the
Lincoln was
Lincoln
on the site.
That one's nice. I
Yeah.
saw the Lincoln one.
There's a lot of stuff that I don't have photographs of online they're just gone.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you mean they're gone?
Just people buying them,
Okay, good. That's a good problem.
Yeah,
to
it's not a
have.
bad thing
Right.
in that
yeah.
regard.
And I heard that you did one recently for
Or Enter the Shell.
No, well, yeah.
Or Enter the Shell, by the way.
Well, I might have to trade some graffiti on. At the same time, you'll probably get something the same exact size, though.
We need something with the two of us.
Oh, okay.
We need the tortoise and the hare.
Well, I see.
That's
I
what we
see
need.
your budget all around me, so we will have to negotiate a trade. I guess is my guess.
I will.
Yes.
I will give you Max. Take her.
See?
Oh, Max.
But earlier I was
didn't know you were a
worthless to him.
commodity.
No,
Now you're a
apparently
that
I
we all
am.
are because we live in Los Angeles.
This is true. This is true.
Where
But
were we?
No, I hear that you did one for House Sparks.
Oh, it's a beautiful painting.
The Kiss Buddha, right? I can't wait to see that.
Oh, it's I've got it on my phone, but it might start going off. But it is a 4 foot by 5 foot painting of a giant golden Buddha head with Gene Simmons' mask on it.
Wow, that's
That's
And
so cool.
I put a lot into it, and then found out that I had forgotten exactly what he wanted me to paint him. So I'm painting that one now as well,
Yeah.
Well,
which
who
is fine
cares what
because
he
I'm
wants?
stuck
Yeah.
with one of my best paintings that's enormous.
Well, when I can afford it, I'd love to have that.
Yeah, that one I think there might
'Cause
have
I'm
to
a
be cash involved in
huge-
that one.
I'm a huge fan of both of those,
Oh.
of Buddha
Yeah,
and of
Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty awesome.
Hell yeah.
Are
you kidding?
I don't know.
Kiss?
I'm okay with Kiss. As a matter of fact, Kiss was the first band to let me photograph them.
Oh yeah.
So like I have a respect for them and stuff, but it's but I wouldn't consider myself a fan.
Yeah.
I like their music. They're cool. Do you dress up like?
No,
Kiss?
I don't dress up, but
No, then you're not
they
a fan.
were.
It's
They
nice.
were
It's funny you say that, given that we're all dressed up like Kiss right now.
oh, well, we are on the air.
Yeah.
But
With the exception of the video.
from you video.
Darn it.
But it was one of my very first concerts when I was a kid, and
Oh.
so it really shaped my thinking of rock and roll. That it could be that dramatic and such a stage show. And then I ended up singing with Alice, and my
How
world
great is
changed.
that?
Yeah.
And by the way, that video online is amazing. There's some videos of Max, performing on stage in some of those shows. Just great stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Well before
I do know that there were a couple of pictures of you somewhere that I saw and went, oh, I know her. I know her. I
Really?
remember her from an experience I haven't told anyone about. But just a couple of friends. But yeah, yeah. So thank you for those memories of
Oh, well.
wearing your bikinis and doing your girl thing.
I believe they're called the good old days.
Woof!
They,
No, are you kidding?
all right.
It could be yesterday.
Excuse
But
me.
she never wears a bikini around here. What the hell?
Look,
was-
man.
3 days ago, if you,
It's
my
funny
Facebook
that you
friends,
say that, given that we're all dressed in bikinis.
Damn you, video. No, but a few days ago, I posted pictures from my little Florida trip.
Really?
Mhm.
Were you
In a bikini. Yes, I was.
It wasn't a total bikini.
It was a
'cause
total
I didn't see
bikini.
anything.
So, I
That
will
sounds like a
break it
reality
out.
show.
I will
Total
break it out.
bikini. Or a cereal.
Total bikini.
I'm eating my total bikini.
Lastly, before we let you go,
What? I have to leave. There's
yeah.
another person
Well,
here.
dude,
and you have to, Mom.
I gotta
Happy
go
birthday,
through-
Mom. It's not going to help. Got to say it in person.
right? You
Right.
have to.
And happy birthday to Jesse. So
Why are you
thank
trying to steal my thunder, dude?
Because,
What
man,
the
it's
hell?
my son. I gave birth. I had a child.
My
What
mom-
did you do?
I
Nothing. You
was
were born.
created.
Big
I was
deal.
created.
He's created, and no one else has a birthday except Mama, and that's
Exactly.
fine.
Please. Okay,
Reasonable.
your mom.
It's reasonable.
right.
This
In your
is
mind.
my birthday because I gave birth.
Here's
So,
the
there you
deal
go.
I'm getting more and more that I'm here is that we are in turtle shell.
Yes.
Thank you.
He needs to
It's
come out of
very
his shell.
sensitive. Like if any of you came to my shell and started going like, "Hey, you don't need this thing," well, get away! I would be real on edge. So I get it, turtle. Go say hello to your mom. Fuck you, buddy. No, just
Right?
kidding. Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, man.
And
Last,
having a sense of humor. Yeah.
last question, and I bring this up because we usually talk about this, and that is whenever you meet your hero, and we kind of skipped over this,
Okay.
because you got to meet Jonathan Winters.
Yeah.
whenever you meet your heroes, we always say you shouldn't because they always will, let you down.
Right.
What was that experience meeting your hero?
It was a dream. It was really like this odd dream come true. And I mean, he was 84 when I met him, something like that. Clear as a bell, drove us to a fish restaurant, drove better than most of the people around him.
Right.
Lucid the entire time, still pursuing his artwork, told me great stories, from the heyday, still was engaging. Where are you from? You from Houston? I performed in Houston in '68. And da-da-da. Just he
like,
was
I could be your
interested
father.
in me. It was just good stuff, huh?
He's like, I performed in '68. I could be your father.
He probably is. There's a good chance of it.
So good. So you had a
So
positive
that was
experience.
a good one. That was
You're
a
like
good
the
one.
demon spawn.
Yeah, there's
of winners.
I'm the one that just stays under the shell and going to find me on podcasts.
Yeah. You're like Jonathan Fall.
Jonathan Fall.
That should be like your little code name.
Oh, I see. Like fall or summer. Or I got you.
Well, thank you so
I don't
much.
want to fall anymore. That's
Oh, I know.
Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for coming on
You're
the show.
welcome.
Really
And
appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. And it is at Chris Bonno with 2Ns.com.
Yeah.
And
Bonno.
I will.
man.
I will have a link to your website, your Facebook, your YouTube channel. I
Okay.
believe your Twitter, all on the show notes.
cool, because I have a series called Electric Bono Land that is a lot like this conversation. It's all over the place, but hopefully a lot of fun. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
With
take
music and somewhat sketchy stuff, but it's online, and I'm going to start it back up again very soon. So get your fill of the 9 episodes now.
Yeah. Good luck with that, man. I want to see it. I want to see what you are like outside of the show.
Oh, cool. All
Are
right,
you
we'll have to go
you
eat at Cafe
performing?
101. What?
Are you performing anywhere coming up?
Let's see. I may be performing this weekend in Burbank.
Flappers with
at
Hal.
Flappers, right. I think it's a
Awesome.
Sunday night at 7 p.m. something like
That's fantastic because
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to be there.
that. Cool.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Okay, cool. Once again, go to Chris Bonno, 2Ns.com, and we have a special treat. You gave me a song to play. What is this? Fast Plastic?
Well, Fast Plastic is the name of the guy that I wrote the song with, kind of quotation marks band. But it was actually written. It's a song written by me and Jimmy Lee Wirt, and it was for my show. It turned into a music video on Electric Bono Land, and the song is called Time Management. It used to be called, at one point it was called Late, but that all ties together.
But you got it under control.
We
and
got
now
it under
it's time
control.
management.
Clearly, I have the alarm set now.
That's right.
From that song.
Thank God.
But yeah, we're working on an album of tunes together, and one for my own work as well. So I'm working on a bunch of new songs, but that's one of them.
Cool. Thank you so much. And you're leaving that with Time Management.
I tried to find a street you told me, but I am blind. Oh, maze. You're so bad at time management. Why are you so late? You're so bad at time management. Always make us wait. You're so bad.